Hi, we're going to look at making and using a screencast with a Chrome add-on called Screencastify. What is a screencast? Well, it's exactly what you're looking at and listening to right now. I am showing you the screen, the desktop of my computer, and I am talking over it and creating a video for instruction. Where would you use Screencastify and what would you use it for? Well, it can be for any type of instruction. So this could be a personalized learning option. It could be used in a flipped classroom where you give the lecture and notes as a homework assignment, and the students come in and do discussion and activities and practice with you. Maybe you use it as a part of centers in your classroom where you work with a small group, students work on projects, practice, activities, and then they can have your lecture or something that's directed by you through a screencast at a different center. This is a great tool for review right before any quiz or test. And if you make one about every chunk or topic of information, then you have a database of review videos for your students to use frequently. Remediation. This is a fabulous tool for reteaching students who didn't get it the first time around, who need to go back through it again. This frees you up to move other students forward, and it gives them a chance to slow down and relearn this information. Struggling learners love screencasts because they can stop it, slow down, back it up, and repeat any part they need to. They can pause the video to take their notes. They can watch something multiple times when they're struggling. Screencasts are fabulous for students who need repetition. This is also a phenomenal tool for sick or absent students. So when students aren't in class for whatever reason, illness, ISS, in-team, out of school, field trips, sports events, they had to leave early. If you have a screencast about particular topics, your students can go back and watch those videos, and it keeps them on track. They won't miss your instruction, and you won't have to try to figure out how on earth am I going to go back and reteach this child who missed out on the instruction day. And the final way I could use a screencast is for explaining any procedure, any process that I want my students and my parents to know how to do, and that I know they'll need to know how to do repeatedly, possibly at different times. So this could be particular classroom processes like annotation, maybe how to analyze or take apart a text, maybe your process for reading charts and graphs. It could be how to work through particular math problems or how you want like a page set up for notes. It could be looking at images or maps and how you want students to dissect that process. We can go to classroom tools like how do I use Canvas? How do I use Aspen? How do I navigate the Beard and Metal web page to get to where I need to go? How do I log in to Google? Any of those things that you've had to repeat a million times over, you can make a screencast, and now you have a place to send students or parents to go back and look at that process again so they never are without it, and you don't have to get really frustrated with repeating. So I'm going to jump out of this presentation to show you how to get Screencastify. We're going to open up a Chrome window. Make sure you're in Chrome, not Firefox, not Safari. Chrome is where we have this add-on. I want you to look in the upper left-hand corner, and you're going to see a series of colorful little boxes and the word apps. And I'm going to click on apps, and you're going to have all these big apps that pop open. And I want you to look here, top left-hand corner, and click on Web Store. Kind of looks like a little shopping bag. In the web store, we're going to search in the search bar for Screencastify. Screencastify will show up in your search, and it's this orange, pinky, peachy square. You can see that I have already added Screencastify to Chrome, so I have a green bar. You're probably going to have this blue square that says Add to Chrome. Now, when you add an application to your Chrome toolbar, it throws an icon up here next to your search bar on your Chrome toolbar. So if you'll look at the upper right-hand corner of mine, you'll see this orange little arrow, and mine happens to have a red dot because I'm currently recording. So once you add it to Chrome, you'll get an icon up here in the top right. So let's jump back really quickly to the presentation. And I'm going to show you what you'll see when you first click on that icon. So this is the screen that will pop up. You have some options with your recording. You can show one browser tab. You don't have to show everything on your desktop. You can have isolated what it is you want to show and show only that browser tab through your screencast. You can show your entire desktop, which is what I'm doing in this particular tutorial. And you can also only show your webcam. So if you just want students looking at your webcam and looking at you doing an instruction, that's perfectly fine, and you have that option. Here's your microphone option, and you can select what mic you want the screencast to access. And you also have the option of embedding a webcam. So you can have that presentation in the background, and it will add a little window here in the bottom right-hand corner, similar to FaceTime. And you'll have your little face there talking through the process so they can see you instructing as well as the presentation on the screen. When you're ready to go, you're going to click the record button, but don't panic. It's not immediate. You're going to get to pick between 3 to 10-second warning before it starts recording. I always give myself 10 seconds. That lets me get on the right screen. It lets me clear off anything I need to clear off and click the present button so that it's nice and you have a good image to start your video with. And let's see, I'm going to show you some tools that you get with Screencastify. So if you look down here, I have the presentation from Google Slides that's popping up, but just below it, this dark gray here at the very bottom, these are my Screencastify tools. You'll see that I have a clock so I can keep up with how long have I been talking if I want to keep my video to a certain length. I can pause that video if there's anything that's going to interrupt, if I need to get a drink of water, if I need to cough or sneeze so that I don't have to start all over. I have a mouse pointer that I can go around with. I have a pen tool, which is fabulous because I can annotate. I can work through anything I need to on the screen, math problems, showing particular items. I need you to look over here, right? You can draw your arrows. You can help your students focus in on what they need to see. If I mess up, which I typically do, I have an eraser for small items. But my favorite part of this is this square right here under the clock. And if I click that, boom, it clears the entire screen, which is a huge time saver. If I don't want to show the time, I can click this off or back on, and I can X out and hide the tools. I always like to keep the tools open. You never know when you're going to need them. Let me go back to my mouse pointer. And let's talk about how can you share your screencast. Well, you can put this in a Canvas module. You can use Seesaw or Remind or whatever communication app or program you use in your classroom. These automatically save to Google Drive, so you can distribute through Google Drive however you see fit. You can email these, and you can even set up your own YouTube channel, which I'm happy to work with you on, so you have a YouTube channel for your class. Your students love and use YouTube frequently. It is their way of watching TV, so don't be afraid to use YouTube. Once you're finished with your screencast and you click the stop button, this is a screen that's going to pop up, and this shows your video. It'll start playing, and you can see exactly what you created, and it shows you where it's saved. You can copy the link. You can view it in your drive. It gives you all the specifications. So this is how you use a screencast. I hope you've learned something, and we can find a way for you to use it in your classroom. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope that you can use this tool to make better instruction. Thanks so much for watching.